Hey there, my name is Shane Craddock, and this is the Inner Edge podcast, where I share a different take on how to lead and live a sustainable high-performance life. Over the course of different episodes, I'm going to challenge the belief that tension, stress, and struggle are essential to success and creativity. My experience is that there's an easier way, there's a better way, and indeed there's an essential way that we need to explore for the times that we live in. So let's go ahead, let's jump in and explore. Hey there, if you're a CEO, aspiring CEO, business owner, founder, somebody who's just generally interested in getting to your best, this particular episode should be of high interest to you. I'm going to explore the peak performance mental gear, or should I say the unexpected peak performance mental gear. We're going to go through that over the next little bit. And really what I'm doing here as well is I want to give you a taste of a topic that I'm doing a deeper dive on in my second audio in my new audio club series that I mentioned on the last podcast. The details are going to be in the show notes. I'll come back to it later on. But if you like and resonate with what we're talking about here, which if you're a listener to this podcast, a regular listener, I would hope you would. This is a particularly powerful area and I will go deeper into it in my second audio. So what if I told you that the key to getting to peak performance for you isn't more effort? And it isn't more thinking, or it's not even clever strategies. It's actually the opposite. Because most people believe peak performance, getting to your best, is about pushing harder, working longer, and maximizing your productivity in every minute. It's not. But like, for example, so what if the real key to getting to your best level is something completely different? And in my experience, it is. And today we're going to explore and break down maybe a misunderstood mental gear that unlocks clarity, problem solving, high level execution, and also why most people are actually blocking themselves from tapping into it. Because peak performance, what I've discovered over 30 years of being in this kind of game, this field, peak performance isn't about thinking more. It's about thinking less. And your mind's ability to perform at its highest level depends on how quiet your mind is, not how busy it is. And true high performers, people who get into peak state, they don't just work hard. They have figured out, usually unconsciously, mind you, they figured out how to access a state of clarity, flow, and what I would call effortless execution. Now, if you think about it from your point of view, when do you get your best ideas? Do you get them when you're rushing from task to task, from place to place, or do you get them when you're relaxed, maybe switched off what you were working on or thinking about? And have you ever noticed how some of the busiest people can appear very scattered, while others who could outwardly look busy, but they kind of tend to move through challenges with ease, grace, and composure? Like, why is that? That's something that would make me very curious, and indeed has. And then just think about your own mind in relation to, as you're listening to this podcast today, is your mind calmer or busier than it was 5 years ago? Now, you might be somebody, like in my experience, most people will be saying, well, actually, my mind is busier. Now, you might be listening to this thinking, well, actually, my mind is calmer, and then great. But even for you, I'm going to say there's something to learn in this episode. Now, I think there's a big misconception that thinking more means I'm doing more, I'm performing better, I'm juggling more balls, and that's the way it should be in a busy 21st century as a leader. And most people believe that they succeed because they're always thinking, they're always solving, they're always working, they're always planning. But in reality, that kind of busy mind, which is thinking too much, it's busy-minded, it's excessive, overloaded, overwhelmed thinking, it actually blocks access to your innate high-level performance. Yes, innate high level, it's already there. And to me, the problem of our time is thinking too much. Now, most people don't see thinking too much as a problem because it's normalized. Everybody's busy, everybody's stressed, everybody's feeling overwhelmed. And technological devices and the mismanagement of them perhaps is, I think, one of the primary causes. But a lack of awareness and understanding of our mind is the cornerstone of the whole thing. And being busy has become a badge of honor. Maybe it always was, but certainly if you're out and about, people say, oh, you busy? As if, yeah, oh, good for you. Good, it's good to be busy. And the issue isn't just about being externally busy, because you can be externally busy with lots going on. But the issue is being internally busy because it blocks moving into this state of peak performance. So you can be busy externally with lots going on, but be much calmer and quieter in your mind. Yes, that is possible. I think I've mentioned before, I certainly mentioned in my book, The Inner CEO, and I've mentioned it on a couple of podcasts over the last couple of hundred we've done here, is that on a retreat that I run every year called the Thrive Retreat, a client almost didn't attend because he was too busy. He'd booked his place, he had too many things on, he had big problems, and I convinced him to come just for the first day and stay for the first dinner and then go home. And when he came, he switched off his mind. And he told me, look, I'm going to stay because actually I just feel better here and I'm getting a bit of clarity. So I'm going to stay for the 3-day event, which he did. But when he went back to work, back to his home after the retreat, he rang me 2 days later to say he'd had 2 major breakthroughs, 2 epiphanies. And ironically, from my point of view, what had happened was while he was at the retreat, at Thrive, he stopped mentally pushing. And the clarity and the solutions that he'd been chasing for 6 months appeared out of the blue, as if out of the blue, effortlessly. Now, he didn't, I think, realize what had happened. So I don't know if he took the lesson properly into his life. I know it had a major effect on the business at the time. And I think most people are like that most people don't recognize how much a busy mind is actually holding them back. For me, in my own journey, I've often talked about my own journey overcoming depression. If I look back at myself, I didn't realize at that time that my mind was, toxic with different types of thought. But when I started to come out and recover, my mind was still busy. It was still causing problems by being busy. I was better. I was getting more things done. I felt better, but I was still constantly thinking, analyzing, planning, not letting my mind rest, not letting it move into a zone where it could tap into peak performance. And then worse still, I was thinking about my thinking. So if I had a thought, I might think about it. And I think high achievers experience this all the time. It's relentless. And in today's world, the problem is that you have an opportunity with technology and being always on, always connected, that the addiction is there, the opportunity is there just to stay on all the time. And I've worked with many clients who are and have achieved financial freedom. Amazing. Yet they come to me and they say, well, I should be happy, but I don't feel it. So what's wrong with me? Why can't I enjoy my life? And the answer is a really busy mind. A client of mine said to me there a few months ago that, thinking is the devil. And I knew what they meant because the person has made huge jumps, incredible jumps on their personal and business journey from the mind and their awareness of the mind. But to me, thinking isn't the devil. Thinking too much is probably the devil. I mean, thinking itself is an incredible tool to create businesses, jobs, ideas, solutions, insights. Thinking is incredible, but thinking too much, yeah, maybe that's the devil. Now, maybe consider a computer. And imagine your computer, which mine has done over the years, saying your disk is almost full. Like what happens to the computer or the laptop? Everything slows down, processes lag, your efficiency or the efficiency of the computer drops, but your mind works the exact same way. And in the same way, something I've done myself is, you have too many tabs on your computer open, everything starts to slow down. It takes up the processing power. The exact same thing happens in your brain when you don't give it the right type of space just to breathe. Now, before I get into some questions and some maybe tips or to kind of move into a peak performance, what you're hearing today is just a tiny glimpse of what I'm going to be doing in my audio club, where we go deeper into the internal shifts, the strategies, and in particular, the insights that will help you unlock sustainable high performance, the thing that I'm most interested in. And so if you're listening to this and it's resonating, maybe just check out the Audio Club webpage, because imagine what a full library of deeper, longer audios will give you, because they're designed to help you think clearer, perform better, and feel more alive. That's the key element of it. Because for me, the Audio Club, and the reason I'm doing it, isn't just about learning and getting more information. Yes, it's about saving you time. Yes, it's about compressed insights. It's really, though, about transformation, causing change, because information doesn't cause change. Insights do. And that's what I'm excited about with the audio sessions, that the podcast has done well, but it doesn't allow me to go deep. And so each month I'm going to release an audio in relation to a topic like what we're doing here today, but it'll be about 40 to 60 minutes, depending on what we're talking about. So if you're really interested in accelerating your own insights and awareness on the inner game, maybe check out the Audio Club somewhere on the link. And then for a limited period up to the end of March 2025, there's a discount of €50 for people listening to the podcast. And check it out. Your next breakthrough could only be one audio away. But back to you. Some questions. What about you? So have you ever considered how busy your mind actually is? Most of the time when I'm sitting working with people, they don't really realize how busy their mind is until I help them to slow it down. And then they realize, oh, so that's what a calmer mind is like. And maybe for you, consider, do you see thinking as an asset, even when it's draining your clarity? So some people think, well, no, I need to think. I need to keep thinking, as opposed to creating an inner calmness, which is a space and an opportunity to catalyze epiphanies, insights. And what would change if you allowed your mind to slow down more regularly during the day, not just wait till the end of the week or the end of the quarter and go on a weekend away, which is all good. But what would change if you allowed your mind to slow down during the day and just let it clear itself? Because for me, what I'm saying today is that you need to, I suppose, consider and recognize that a busy mind isn't a good thing. It isn't helping you. You might get a lot done, but at what cost? Because the cost is going to be things like burnout, stress, disconnection from creativity, and disconnection actually from relationships and maybe even yourself. So once you understand the role of mental quiet in your ability to move into peak performance, that's where, I suppose, the insights and opportunities come in. Because high performance is about clarity. It's not just about effort, which is unsustainable. If you keep moving that way, you're going to get burnt out. And generally, if you think about it, reflect on your own life, forget about me, I think you're going to see when your mind is quiet, ideas come effortlessly. And then the other thing is, maybe today, over the next 24 hours, 48 hours, maybe pause before you react to someone or to a situation or to your own thinking. Pause, take a deep breath. That's a mini example of slowing your mind down, calming your mind. And during your day, deliberately engage in activities that naturally slow your mind. Like, for example, one of my favorites is slow walking or just having silence. That could be mindfulness or meditation, or maybe just taking even a power nap for 10, 15 minutes. Again, it can all help just stabilizing your mind. And just to recognize that rest isn't a break from high performance. It's actually part of it. That's why in elite sports now, they say rest is training. So you're not just training your body, you're resting your mind. So to close out, I think just consider a busy mind isn't a sign of high performance to me. It's the biggest thing actually blocking it. And thinking less doesn't mean doing less. It actually very often means doing more of what actually matters. And then final thought, peak performance gear, that unexpected peak performance gear isn't one of effort. It's actually one of effortless clarity, something that's built into us, which I believe is the future for leaders in the 21st century. That's it for this week. And make sure you check out the show notes for the Audio Club and the code for the discount. Ciao for now.